Last Monday, on April the 15th, was the Boston Marathon. That day, there was an awful bombing, and 3 people were killed that day. The bomb was made from a pressure cooker. There were many things put inside, like nails, marbles, everything. And when it exploded, it was awful. It hurt, hit people in the legs. In that particular area, there were lots of stores with cameras. There were many people there for the event that day that took pictures of families. So the police were questioning people, trying to get pictures to see who did this, who did it that day. They were successful. There were many pictures, and they found that there were 2 brothers, 2 men. One with a baseball hat turned backwards. The other one had a backpack. They noticed that in the video, right before the bomb happened, the backpack was put down and the man left. They knew that was who did it. Many people noticed, yes, I remember, I saw that. Who was the man? Who was it? They found out that the oldest brother was 26. Tamarin. He was about 26, from Russia. The other brother was younger. He was 19. Dzhokhar. Also from the Russian area. They came to the U.S. last year. Their family was from Russia also. I believe the Chechnya. The people were called Chechen. Mostly an Islam family. Many years there was struggle and fighting, and they noticed the rebels. That family went back. They did not want to be a part of that kind of behavior. The family really didn't focus on that religion, on Islam. They didn't practice it. When they moved to the U.S. from Russia in about 2003 to get out of all of that, 2007, they decided to stay. The 2 boys stayed. They seemed very nice. It was a shock that they could do anything like this. The oldest brother was a boxer. They were in college. Hopefully in the future, seemed to have a good future. One was married. The oldest one was married. He had a 3-year-old daughter. A few years ago, his wife started to wear Islam clothes, and it changed a little bit. Really didn't have any American friends, but they liked it here. It was different. They seemed to change how they believed. The brother was a little bit different. He studied, had a lot of friends at school, and seemed very serious, but a lot of fun to be around. He wanted to become a doctor. Many people noticed that these boys looked normal. So their family had moved back to Russia. The oldest brother met recently and joined the Islam group, it influenced him more, so he got involved. They noticed that he had changed a little bit. Russia warned them. Russia warned the US, the FBI, that they had noticed this change. But here they couldn't find any more information. But he went back, stayed for about 6 months, so they thought maybe he went to visit his father. But his dad said, I have not seen him. I have not seen my son. So they thought maybe that something was strange. Maybe he went to learn and practice to become a terrorist and learn different things. The father just was very upset and can't believe that you would lie like that, and didn't believe that at all. Everybody that they asked would testify that this was a good family, nice people. It was very frustrating. They never let their families associate with those kind of people. But he did notice that the older brother, a cousin had noticed the older brother, maybe had changed a bit. Later back in the US, around that night in the college town MIT, there was a shooting. They could hear it, so the police hurried. They arrived and they found a police car, a security car. The oldest brother, it seemed, had been shot, and he died. And the youngest brother had left and took the car, stolen the car, and left. So the police warned everyone, stay inside, do not come out. And about 11:30, a man in the town used his card. His card was used and found that he had gone to different places to try and get money. The first time, he couldn't get any money. The second time, he was successful and he got about $800. The third time he tried, he failed. It wouldn't let him. It dropped him. So the police knew, and they were on a chase, going to a different town. The man was driving, throwing things out the window, trying to hurt the police. There's a lot of shooting. The oldest brother was shot, and he died early that morning. The other brother had left. He escaped. So they were warning people once again in that town to please stay inside. The university, they canceled classes. It was closed and told everyone to stay away. The Boston school was closed. Everything was shut down. There was about 400,000 people involved in that small town, but everyone was to stay in. Later, about 6 that night, they released it, and people could come outside again. They were still on the search and wanted everyone to be careful and be watchful. At around 7 that night, again, the police were in a shoot-off. The people scattered, went back inside. They could not find the man. They were searching for this brother once again. A man that lived in a house in the back, he had a boat with a cover, and he thought that he saw someone going back there, but never saw him again. But he noticed maybe he was in the boat. He felt like maybe he was in the boat. So he contacted the police, and they had like night vision light, and the person would glow, would illuminate. You could see their silhouette at night. So finally, about 8:45, they caught him. He was bleeding a lot when they found him, so they took him to the hospital. It was serious. He wasn't really alert. 2 times there was this struggle with the police, so he was serious. He had hurt his neck and his leg in the shooting. He stayed in the hospital, and many people were complaining because they were watching, and why are they letting him live? But we wanted to ask questions, and the police wanted to keep him alive to find out if there was other bombings or other things that were happening. They caught him, and people didn't understand why they caught him and took him to the hospital and kept him there. They were ready and waiting. The FBI wanted to question him. They just tried to explain that they have to follow the law and ask him questions and see if they can find out more about the bombing and if there's any more involved. Still, there was nothing for about 48 hours. They thought, this is not right. This is not right to keep him here. It was a struggle with the people in the town, but still it was the same. So will they let him live or not? I guess we'll see.